If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, but let's get right to it. The Rise of Skywalker. That final trailer, I've had some further thoughts. Like everyone, I watched it like 10 or 15 times. And the more I started watching it, the more I realized that, one of the things about The Force Awakens that everyone gave JJ flack about was that it was kind of a beat for beat remake or reboot of A New Hope. You had Luke Skywalker's in the desert and he's got the Force. And this girl, Rey, is in the desert. She's got the Force. She meets like a mentor, which is Han Solo. Luke meets a mentor, which is Ben Kenobi. Ben Kenobi is died and cut down by Darth Vader. And Han Solo is cut down by Kylo Ren. And over and over and over again, you got stormtroopers, you got this, you got that, you got ships flying around, space battle, the end, the trench. They got to blow up something. Death Star this big, Star Killer base this big. I get it, okay? And as much as all the millennial viewers that just love The Last Jedi, which I hate, that was kind of a beat for beat remake of Empire Strikes Back. I mean, you had AT-AT walkers in Empire Strikes Back. You had the AT-AT walkers, or the ape-looking walkers, on Crate. You had salt but it was white like snow, and all they did was put it at the end instead of the beginning. And then, with Rey goes down, she's on Octo, and she goes down into the dark cave that tells her a little bit something about herself, and she sees a reflection of herself. Luke on Dagobah goes into the cave, fights the fictitious Darth Vader, cuts the head off. The face pops open, and it's Luke. So he sees himself. Same themes over and over and over again. So although The Last Jedi had some original elements, for the most part, it was like a remake of The Empire Strikes Back. So I'm watching The Rise of Skywalker, and one thing that just popped out was the shot where all of this tribe of people with the space horses are marching along at full gallop, shooting bows and arrows with with Finn, taking down, Star Destroyers, and I was like, well, that's very similar to the Ewoks, with the bows and arrows and everything, a primitive creature, a primitive tribe with space horses, going up against this technological marvel, this technological army, and then to be able to help defeat it or contribute in the battle of defeating it, the Jedi, the training, and then Rey will see herself become a Jedi, and then Kylo and Rey in the throne room, and then the throne room in Return of the Jedi, and then the Emperor is the bad guy in this one, and the Emperor was the bad guy in Jedi, and so I feel like we're getting a reboot of Return of the Jedi. And there may be some twists and some things that are new. And everybody's like, oh, but I mean, in the end, when, like Scooby-Doo, when you pull the mask off, it's going to be like, oh, it was Return of the Jedi. And instead of coming back and being a Jedi, Rey will probably be like, and see, I'm a Skywalker. Because that was one of the things that was floated around, is that this time around, the Jedis are going to be no longer, and they're all going to reference themselves as Skywalkers. It's a new lore. That's what they're going for. Possibly. I mean, I don't know if that's the case yet, but I'm just getting that vibe that JJ is just doing what he did before. Is that a bad thing? No. I mean, if you look at the Phantom Menace, little boy in the desert finds Qui-Gon, who's going to train him, but then Obi-Wan trains him. His master, Qui-Gon, is slayed by the bad guy, so he never got to complete his training, so he had to go to Yoda. And then at the end of the Phantom Menace, the little boy, little Anakin, flew the Naboo fighter into the droid control ship, which had a sphere that looked like a Death Star in the center. He shoots the plasma, the core out, and it explodes and goes down. And then, just like A New Hope, when they get the medals at the end and they're all standing there and it just, dun, 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 dun. Same thing at the end in Naboo, they're all cheering and, they got the sphere and they're all there with their looking like they were getting medals. It's a ceremony and then dun, 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 dun. So my thing is they even George Lucas and some of the behind the scenes videos and VHS stuff, like the making of the saga that came out years ago, he said things that these movies are all cyclical. It's the same story told in a different way over and over and over again. And I'm beginning to see that. And so I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking, it just, the closer we get, the more I feel like this is Return of the Jedi on steroids, and even like, the Hidden Fleet. Remember in Jedi, the Emperor had all the Star Destroyers and the Super Star Destroyers stay off to the side and not get involved because, the Emperor had something planned for him. And then in this one, they come out of hyperspace and there's a fleet of Star Destroyers. I'm feeling that it's like, we got Coke Classic and you got the new Coke. And so right now we're drinking the new Coke, but in the end, we're going to love Coke Classic. And that's just the way it's going to be with all of these Star Wars movies. So I don't know. I hope I'm surprised. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope JJ does some really cool stuff with the mystery box, but as it stands right now, I'm honestly feeling that we're getting a reboot of Return of the Jedi. So what do you guys think? You think we're getting a reboot of Return of the Jedi? If so, let's talk about it in the comments section. Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think I'm reading too much into the trailer? I don't know. I think I'm hitting the nail on the head. Let's talk about it, and we'll see you on the next video.